Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 2 of season 9. It is the first season of Fearless. I am loving this new game mode, and I'm loving my new co-caster, Ray. How's it going, man? The big 1, 2, 12, whatever you want to call him, a man of many, many names, and fantastic Christmas. Are those Christmas lights?
They're Christmas lights. They've been up here for years, yeah.
In June, let's go. All right, so he's going to be hanging out, help me break down the action, and that action is going to be historically non-toxic against Implosion, probably two undefeated teams. I mean, they're both 1-0, but hey, they both look pretty good in their week 1 matchup, and we're going to see how they do against each other. So yeah, what are we looking at so far as we wait for Champion Select to start up?
Well, okay, so if you guys if you guys watched the last game from probably Implosion or probably.
You were on Squirrel Squad and you were against historically non-toxic, so you got the first-hand experience. How is that like against historically non-toxic? Because they looked pretty commanding from start to finish. How was it playing against them, and what are you expecting against Implosion? Probably.
We definitely got whipped. I think Chuck did really fantastic. It was nice to see him. Because historically, people look at him rather negatively, but at the end of the day, like, he just knew the assignment. Like, he didn't have to do anything too crazy. He just walked up, didn't die a whole lot, did a bunch of damage, and hey, that's all you're looking for. Calbert did pretty solid mid. Like, our mid laner had like a decent lead at some points, but it was never enough to like really like matter too much. So at the end of the day, like, this team like looks pretty good. They absolutely wiped us. So I would like to see the opposition put up a good fight. That would be nice for my my ego. But
yeah. No, I totally get it. Right, a little piece of you is just going to be betting on his Implosion probably throughout this entire matchup, but we'll see. We're in a champion select. Bans are going to be coming. If you're Implosion, probably, what do you want to ban against historical toxic? There's Neferi. We saw that, I believe, game 1 of your matchup, and absolutely popped off. Vel'Koz aimed at Vrail. What else are we potentially going to be seeing in these bans?
Jhin has to be banned for sure. That's like one of Chuck's best.
Support Poppy.
I wouldn't have banned Poppy here. I think they played Poppy against us as a counter pick. They really need to ban the Jhin. It's one of, because Chuck goes from like a decent ADC to like a pretty good ADC if he gets the Jhin. And
interesting.
I think it's worth that. And I think Lilia was also a really important ban for us.
Against Lyle Wall. Lyle Wall, incredibly strong top laner in jungle this season. Nocturne as a ban. That one's interesting. I don't know if I agree with that either, because whether or not Nocturne is strong in the meta, in TCL, he's never quite popped off. I've never seen, I'm trying to rack my brain through all the seasons of TCL where someone picked Nocturne and it actually ran over the game. Veigar ban aimed at Bully. Bully got up to, I think, like 200, 300 stacks, was just one-shotting people in that game too against Golden Retriever Energy. But yeah, I've never really seen a Nocturne pop off. So as you mentioned, a couple of bans on the side of Implosion probably. First pick, Malzahar being hovered. That's Bully's best mid lane champion by a long shot. I think he's 75-80% win rate in solo queue, but risky pick, safe laner overall, but a bit of a risky pick that you can pick against or comp against.
I don't like not banning the Lilia. I think that's really crazy to me. Is because, like, especially Mouse like suffers into Lilia here. Like, if I don't see it pick 3, I'd be really surprised.
Yeah.
There's just no reason.
Also, I wanted to make a note. We did have a conversation ahead of time where I'm not going to say who, but Pantheon was discussed as a potential jungler. So there may have been some early scouting around whether Pantheon was going to be grabbed. We see Senna hovered, Senna locked, so that's likely going to be a coach Senna. Senna can go either way. That's the cool thing about Senna. But yeah. Some interesting picks so far, but Pantheon, I know he can flex, so maybe it's a flex Pantheon mid, trying to make Malzahar's life miserable, potentially a support Lux. So a lot of different ways some of these early picks could go as we are getting towards that second round of ban. Bully really taking his time here. Okay, it's going to be the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser, again, could go a couple different ways. Rudy first timed it last week in the jungle, but he can also go top.
Wow. That's crazy. Here's
there's the Jhin.
Yeah, I'm telling you, as soon as I saw the no Jhin ban, I was surprised they didn't pick it immediately. but I don't know how Senna does into it necessarily. I know that this Lux is almost certainly support. I want to say that that their support plays Lux like decently. Um, so Pantheon probably going in the jungle here. I don't like Pantheon as a solo laner right now. I especially don't like him in a Malzahar, and he's only decent in a Mord. It's a really volatile lane. Um, unless they don't ban the Lilia here. And hey, if Lilia gets through
Okay.
another 2 bans, I'll be shocked.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. It could very well be a Pantheon jungle, but the nice thing about the Mordekaiser could technically go top, mid, or jungle, because Bully plays Mordekaiser as well. So there's some serious mind games going on. The Malphite banned away from IREP. We saw the absolutely tragic Malphite ultimate. I was casting that one. It was absolutely tragic. Mistimed it by a whisker off of the Bard ulti. Almost able to get 3 people up. Wasn't able to get it, but still very dangerous on him. Shen being taken away from historically non-toxic. And yeah, there's a lot of discussion happening right now because they are going down to the final 3 to 5 seconds every single time. Karma banned away from Vrail, I guess. So yeah, it looks like they're just trying to take away a couple of those kind of long-range magey, Vel'Koz adjacent, and Tony not gonna get his Tryndamere. I believe it was Vrail actually, maybe 1 to 2 seasons ago. Vrail ran a Tryndamere mid, and it was just, and he won the game. I think he backdoored and won the game.
What
Tom
was it,
Kench being
AP
snagged.
build?
I don't remember. No, it wasn't the AP, but that's like super old school. But yeah, he ran Tryndamere mid, split push, backdoored, won the game. I think Tony also had a pretty good Tryndamere game, and Tryndamere's just a nightmare. But Tom Kench being grabbed, so it's going to be likely a Tom Kench Jhin bot. Oh no, you said it's probably going to be Lux supports, and that's probably going to be a Tom Kench top then. As Swain is being snagged, likely going to be a support Swain with the Senna. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
It's I guess I don't know enough about Coach to know if he's like what lane he mostly plays, but you could see Senna support with Swain ADC. I've seen that a decent amount, and Swain he puts in pretty good work. They just have a lot of flexibility here. I think it's gonna be ADC or support depending on if they have like an AD or mage mid. So
Interesting.
Oh wow, more jungle.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it'll be a more jungle. I think he might be a little ahead of me, but because we got last pick coming in, Darius being hovered. Yeah. So yeah, it's Mordecai. Mordecai's jungle is not surprising because Rudy did run it game 2. Okay, so Darius is locked in. We're gonna see the champions finally swap around and settle a couple of little flippy dips. Where are they gonna go?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Kench?
okay, so it was Tom Kench, it was Kench, yep, Kench Jhin bot with the Lux in the mid lane, Pantheon jungle, and then, yeah, we got the Scion Darius, so it is going to be the support Swain. We saw, this is a bit of a run back, kind of a mix of the game 1 and game 2 from Implosion, probably because we saw Malzahar in game 1, we saw the Mordekaiser jungle, and we saw the Swain support. The Senna and the Scion are new on the side of Implosion, probably. Whereas, as you said, outside of the Jhin, it looks like a completely fresh lineup for historically non-toxic.
I think
Oh,
personally,
except for the Lux. We did see the Lux game
yeah.
1.
I think that I don't know, top side here for Scion, Mord, Mal's that's a rough 3v3. That's a super rough 3v3, especially like mid game. You can maybe try to spin that if like Rudy's doing decent, but Rudy's like the linchpin of the 3v3, and Pantheon and Lux are like just gonna murder everybody early. Although I like the bot lane, I like Senna Swain way more than I like Jhin Kench. But again, Jhin is like a comfort pick for Chuck, and people really don't. I mean, then again, mid got Malzahar, so people are getting comfort picks.
Yeah, for sure. But it is fearless, right? So every single one of these picks is going to be banned for game 2. So we're going to see a completely new board when we move on. But we do have scaling, right? Malzahar scales incredibly well. Senna scales well. Scion scales well. We've got good scaling. The only person that doesn't really scale is Pantheon. Darius he's just one of those champions where he's just so annoying. He'll do nothing and then he'll just roll in and have a good team fight and then just can kind of pub stomp his way through a game. But yeah, the Pantheon is a bit of a risky pick for Lyle. But as you said, the early 3v3 skirmish potential with the Lux, with the Darius, the catch potential, being able to get the Darius going or get the Pantheon going, that's really, really scary. And you mentioned it as well, the long range sniping of Lux plus Jhin, as well as Tahm Kench being able to move around the map. There's a lot of catch potential on the side of historically non-toxic, whereas it's a bit more of a death ball fight for Implosion, probably, with kind of the long-range Sion Initiate. Senna can do stuff, Swain can roll in, so it looks like Implosion probably wants to do a bit more of kind of a longer skirmish fight, whereas historically non-toxic wants to catch someone, delete them, and then just run over, a power play fight.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have to scale, and it's like in the world of grubs, like how are you like who? Okay, so we see Sion, Mal, Senna, Swain. Like who is living through a Pantheon ult? Pantheon ult's behind you. Who lives? Like, do we get wards like near their blue side cross to like try and avoid what's going on, or I would need a diaper for this one. Okay, we're definitely not taking any bathroom breaks.
Yeah,
when it comes
sure.
to whatever is going to go on with Pantheon here, I think Lyle he just has to run around and kill things. We were talking mobility boots and Yumus, and the game is in the ball's in their court.
Okay. I would love to see that. Real quick, who's going to take this game one? Who do you think?
I'm thinking it's got to be Team Chuck. Okay. They should not have messed up and let the boy pop off with the Jhin. Okay, they need to respect that man's Jhin.
Okay, I like it. I'm going to agree with you, and so I wanted to call out something that we didn't really discuss, which is there's not a ton of hard CC on the side of Implosion. Probably they don't have a lot of lockdown or peel, and that really scares me against what you were saying before, right? It's not just about the fact that the Pantheon can get behind the team. It's not just about the fact that Lux bindings or anything else like that. It's the fact that when they do, Implosion Probably's security detail doesn't have a whole lot to deal with it, right? The Sion knockup's going to take a little bit of time to rev up. Yeah, you can pull someone into the Death Realm. Yeah, you've got to suppress. Yeah, you've got to slow, but you don't really have a whole lot outside of that. And that's something that I think that historically non-toxic is going to be able to take advantage of.
I think if our scaling team engages first, right? If historically non-toxic is engaging, I think they're winning. If they're getting engaged on, it could be up in the air. I think that's it. Like Sion, because at the end of the day, like Mal's just can't be peel here. There's not enough peel. Like if they had like a Braum instead of a Swain, this is a much different looking game. But they don't. So like they have to walk up. It's gonna have to be like a flash ult for Mal's. It's gonna have to be something messy with like a Swain E. Like it's not going to be clean. It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, no, you make a really good point that it looks like they really wanted to do something where they're like, oh, let's bring a little bit more damage stable. Oh, we see a little bit of a surprise. There's the double root. So Swain, does have some decent roots. Higher skill cap, but if anybody's gonna be able to hit those shots, it'll be Vrail. So as we're sitting down on the bottom side, pretty standard start, but definitely an early advantage on the side of Implosion, probably in that bottom lane, able to get a little bit of extra kind of health pull off of the 80 carry. But yeah, standard start, 5 point on the side of Implosion. Probably we saw a potential tri-brush kind of counter surprise from historically non-toxic, but all it's doing, it's going to be kind of a slow thing. But yeah, in the mid lane, as you said, it's probably just going to be, push. Although I will say, Bully on that Malzahar probably has the push advantage, especially with Lux once he gets moving and he's able to start getting those early resets. As we see Years pushing up onto IREP. IREP going to be playing super duper safe, start getting his health going, try to get as many last hits as he possibly can. Years going to try to pull in and grab it. But yeah, Sion is a tanky boy, so it's going to allow him to just survive as we see Tahm Kench sitting in that dot brush.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's really hard. Like TK and that.
Wow, great grab, big chunk, rooted down. Chuck going super duper low, counter roots onto Vrail. Vrail is just slamming away at Spurg. Spurg's gonna run away, and Chuck and Spurg on the back foot. Coach and Vrail now with control. The last tongue lash does not hit, and yeah, Vrail showing his stuff on this Swain already. He looked great on it in the week 1 matchup, was absolutely unkillable. So it looks like it's a staple pick for this Implosion probably, and you know, definitely not what we saw in game 1 in that week 1 where they were down early, as we see Years missing his pull. So yeah, this bottom lane looking pretty good on the side of Implosion probably.
Fantastic. I mean, that's it literally, because they were getting pushed in a little hard, so I was afraid for the 3v3. I mean, because looking down here, like Mal, because I don't know why Mord started topside necessarily, but I mean, I guess they didn't want to go into the Darius, but I get it. But again, this is the best.
Oh no, we see Vrail going incredibly low. He's going to run away. He is ignited. It looks like he's going to get him. He's actually going to stay in and try to do some stuff. Rudy is there. This is a 3v3, and both supports are going to be getting out with very little health. A long-range root onto Rudy. So Rudy's going to get away. Health advantage going to the Lyle Wall Pantheon, and he was able to secure that bottom side scuttle. So vision control firmly in favor of historically non-toxic, as well as a couple of different summoners burned. Both summoners on the side of Vrail burned, and IREP actually in this top lane, really low out of mana. He does have his teleport though, so he's probably gonna be able to get back without any major issues once this wave starts pushing up.
Yeah, I mean, I think IREP is generally fine. It's really sad to see.
Oh, there's the double. Oof.
Yeah. Because I mean, as soon as we saw like the Mordekaiser like start topside, we knew that there was gonna be a fight bot, and I thought that, you know, Vrail and Coach had kind of like made enough space to where they could take the 3v3. But I mean, still, like Pantheon is a strong pick. He's got Conquer instead of PTA, so it's a little less intimidating like early levels, but still very intimidating. And it's tough to try and like match sides with him.
Yeah, for sure. How's his early dragon?
I wouldn't want either team to do this streak. Like, Pantheon clears way too slow, and Mordekaiser is just... He's like, what, like 325 move speed? Something
yeah, he's slow.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to see him getting slowed by Ocean Drake.
Yeah, for sure. All right, it looks like Bully's going to leave, try to grab his first buy, try to kind of get that... the Mordekaiser, or excuse me, the Malzarp up, but we see a knock up onto Vrail. Great root from Coach. Coach's gonna pump out the deep, but Vrail going incredibly low. Has no summoners, as I mentioned. So as soon as he's back in, that's gonna be first blood for Chuck. You called it on that Jhin, looking great so far. Oh wow, but potentially, no, not gonna get the counter kill. Coach hovering around. He really kind of wants this kill, but he's gonna have to be careful. This is a 1v2 situation, and if he's not careful, he will get eaten.
He's got his jungler hovering, and if they kill TK and they can damage in Jhin, this is a dragon for them. So yeah. I think Coach should continue looking here, and we have to have... I mean, Rudy essentially has to make something happen here. That's the play. So right now, I think...
Oh, wow, we see Flash in top. It's going to be a quick fight, and IREP just going to try to tank out. Oh, no! That is tragic. What a tragic Flash. IREP unable to secure the kill. Oy. That's going to be a goldfish moment for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good. Like, he did what he had to do. It's just...
For sure.
Oh, yeah, you definitely... You stay up thinking about this.
Yeah, he'll definitely want that one back. Or, like I said, you know, just be a goldfish. Just forget about it immediately. I don't know what happened. What happened? I blacked out. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Flash. Oh, wow. Okay, so a flash out... looked like almost a panic flash from Chuck. Maybe not, because Vrail was revving back in. But we were mentioning before, the summoners burned from that 3v3 from Vrail, and historically non-toxic is able to convert. So they do have a small lead as we're kind of 7.5 minutes in. Looking top to bottom, CS lead actually in the mid lane, CS lead in the top lane. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take a look at the gold real quick. couple of small advantages, but nothing too crazy right now. But map state-wise, it really looks like Historian Non-Toxic is taking the aggression, but we see Years potentially being over-aggressive. Here comes Pantheon, though, immediately turning it into a 2v2. Years running away. He's trying to get Rudy down low enough. Not going to happen. Big shield from Rudy as Years goes down, and now here comes Bully to finish things off. So double kill for Rudy. The Mordekaiser train is chugging away, and Implosion probably protecting their own and flipping that 2v2.
That is tragic. That's to do that right before, like, oh god, Red side should never lose any grubs here. So to have lost 2 kills, we have Pantheon down for 2 minutes. I mean, this is it. I mean, blue side. I mean, this is the this is the outcome. This is exactly what they needed, because early game was in red side's favor. So I mean, this is excellent, and they get all 3 grubs stolen. Oh no!
No, they didn't. Oh, the classic dot. Bully had the dot on it. The dot grabbed it, but we see Flash coming in as they are trying to run away. Oh no, Rudy, get away! You have the double buff. Don't give Lyle the double buff. Oh no! Years actually now has the double buff. Oh, that's scary. And just like that, we are in trouble mode for Implosion. Probably Cal is going to try to turn this one around. He's going to need some fancy footwork. Lyle rolling in, getting a spear, and that is going to be just as soon as Implosion probably had the advantage. Historically Non-Toxic snatched it back.
That's so rough. And it's feats. That's...
Yup.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I had like a little hope that blue side was picking up feats here. That was an excellent catch from red side. They saw the opportunity and they said, hey, we're behind. Are we pushing in a dragon here? I wonder what they're looking to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, as you mentioned, it looked like maybe Implosion probably wasn't on the same page. They got what they needed out of the grubs, but it looked like they maybe didn't back together, or they didn't kind of leave together, and they just got caught out in that situation. Great play by Lyle, not giving up on the play even after they had given up the grubs.
Yeah, he definitely smelled blood, and I thought that was excellent.
We did, yeah. 10 minutes in, it's a starting to grow an advantage is Historically Non-Toxic. I'm going to say about 1,300 gold by my watch, and they're going to start up this dragon to try to extend it. You did mention all 3 grubs going to Implosion probably, but this dragon looks like it's going to be largely uncontested. Vrail and Rudy are coming in, but are they gonna try to do something? They're hovering around, but they're super slow. Yeah, they're not really gonna be able to do much. Maybe they can get a couple kills on the back end. Spurg staying up, getting pulled back. He is a beefy boy. There's Coach, does get rooted in. The rest of the members gonna roll in, but there goes the damage layering from the Lux and the counter engage. Lyle Wall rolling in, getting suppressed, getting the kill though on Rudy. Oh man, getting eaten to save his life. Exhaust going down onto Lyle, so Coach able to get the counter kill. So that's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Historically Non-Toxic. But Years coming down from the top lane. He is sniffing some blood, trying to get something. Chuck sniper rifling. Not going to get anything outside of that last route. So it looks like the dust has settled. Dragon and 2 kills for Historically Non-Toxic. Ooh. But the fight isn't over. Make that 2-for-2. So the kills are evened up, but the dragon's still going to Historically Non-Toxic.
I think it's important to note that Historically Non-Toxic should have gotten both grubs, both drakes. Like, first 2 drakes, first 2 grubs. Like, so I mean, anything blue side can get away from them is ideal. And that was like a rough start to the fight. At the end of the day, I mean, they pinched off Darius really well. Sion's going back top, and he's behind on the Darius too. He's catching the wave, and they just have to get closer to mid game, right? And like fights like that, they get us closer to mid game. So I mean, yeah, they didn't get the Drake, but if they're in a position to where when Otacon comes up, if they can contest it, they'd be alright. That's the benchmark, I think, for them is what can we do at 20 minutes. If they're like less than 2,000 below, I think they'll be in a decent spot.
Yeah, and also kind of looking at the feats of strength, we don't have any turrets down. We do have a dragon on one side and the groves on the other. Only two of them are counting. So epic monsters have not been, they haven't hit those tier for the epic monsters. Champion kills, on the other hand, it's been a pretty bloody 12 minutes so far, and it looks like it's going to continue as we're seeing a tower dive, a potential tower dive. No, it looks like it's just going to be a little bit of pressure being applied. We see an immediate back ping from IREP saying, "Dude, I got this." It looks like he has Demolisher, so he's just going to look to try to rush down this first turret. He's been doing really good work, just evening up the gold lead. He was down, I think, about 12 to 15, and now he's really evened it up, which is great. And, he's Sion. He's going to continue to scale well. But let's take a look at the items really quick as we have a little bit of moment to catch our breath. Just kidding. Lyle got caught. He's going to get chunked down, rooted, and slapped around, but he's going to be able to get away no problem. But yeah, it looks like we do have a couple of items starting to come online. Bully in particular getting his first item. We see a mask on the side of Rudy as well. So some of those early skirmishes paying off in the form of items. So yeah, what are you seeing right there?
I really don't like the Realm West, actually.
Really?
I don't like Realm West in general. I mean, Darius does have to W you. The question is like, is he engaging with Q? Is he engaging with W? Like, he has to auto Sion specifically for that to come into effect. And if he just doesn't, then it's like 800 gold.
That's true.
I'd really like Tabby here on him, but at the end of the day, I mean, he's kind of doing great in lane, and all he has to do is soak pressure. So no sweat. I really like that they didn't dive Darius. I saw Mordekaiser walk up, and I was like, no. I was like, guys, we don't have to do anything. I was like, we just have to, meander in the mid game. We'll be fine.
Yeah. I was hoping that he was going for, actually, we see a wandering Tom Kench on Bully. Bully does have his flash, so he can get away if he wants to. Good flash discipline so far. There goes the flash. He's trying to buy some time for his team. Vrail is here along with Rudy. So this is now a 3v1.5. Calbert trying to get in range, but there goes the suppress, and that is going to be a dead catfish. Bully not actually picking up that kill. Who picked up that kill? Was that Vrail? I think Vrail picked up that kill. But now we see the rest of top and jungle joining the fray in the mid lane.
That's top turret gone!
Yeah. Yep, and there goes top turret, because that Sion is going to get that Demolisher proc immediately. Yep, here he goes. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo, see you later. Yep.
And I love the no-nonsense Mausel. Like, yes, is it just a TK? Can you probably get it without the ult? Yes and yes, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, you see Darius leaving, how much time do we have? We need to make sure that this is going as good as possible. Like, it's really, really nice. Oh no. IREP is ginormous.
Yeah, he is. He's just been stacking this entire time. And I mean, maybe Darius can kill him. He is fully stacked. That's a little scary. And IREP's out of mana, so yeah, he has to get out of there. But I think on his next buy with that solo turret, he's going to be pretty darn scary, and I don't know if the Darius can kill him.
Yeah, we're probably not seeing any more Sion kills for a while. Like, because Jhin is not capable of killing him. Lux isn't really capable of killing him. It might be TK might be their most damage against Sion. Sion is going to be really difficult to get rid of. Like, it didn't occur to me like how they were going to get through that.
Nope, and we see second dragon being started, and there is no response from Implosion probably. So this is going to be 2 dragons for, oh boy, oh no, oh no, a little scary, but the counter kill, IREP. I'm expecting this from him all season long. This is what we saw in week 1, where he was just this. Honestly, I think IREP is built for top lane. Just all kind of goofy picks, matchups. Build whatever feels right. He's really built for just the absolute shenanigans that are top lane, and I am here for it.
He says, I push, I see you, I back up. If you dive, I'll contest. And that's all you gotta do, right? Like Darius should have picked he should have picked a TP champ if he wanted to roam in the way he does, and he didn't, and so Sion's here to punish. And I mean, really, at the end of the day, it comes down to just doing their jobs. Like, everybody on blue team is very much just doing the assigned work.
Yeah. Absolutely true. I wanted to call out, he did end up going, it looks like he has the Stride Breaker, so he's got a little bit of extra wave clear, so that'll help a little bit against the Scion, because, you know, eventually, oh no, we see the Suppress, another, oh wow, what a great Tahm Kench pull to make sure that the Suppress did not matter. I actually wanted to call out the Suppress as we see another slap fight in the top lane. I did want to call out the Suppress against the Tahm Kench, because we actually saw a lot of the temporary health kind of being burned down, because you mentioned that it was a no-nonsense Suppress, but it made sense, because without that, he could have shielded a lot of that damage away, and because he was suppressed, he wasn't actually able to use the ability. So
he just it was like the difference of like 300 or 400 HP, and like my question is like, I don't know what would have mattered, and I guess we'll never know, just because it just worked.
Yep.
You just did it. You walked in and did it. And
Schrödinger's shield. It both existed and didn't exist at the same time. Who's to know?
Well, it's also nice to see, because like when TK ults, like if he's ulting or if he's eating somebody who has like a regular damage over time from items, who has damage over time from Malzahar, who has damage over time from Mal's E as well. It can be great because you get them out of the CC, but they also can't heal while they're taking all this damage. Wow.
Yeah. Man, Chuck is not. I don't know if I'm crazy or not, but like it just does not look like he's hitting that hard right now. Like I just not. You know, you kind of expect to see some of those hits start to really hit at this point, especially with first item completed, but it doesn't look like he's getting much. And we see, oh no, here comes the ulti. We see Here's is just experiencing the pain, but yeah, here comes Lyle. Saw it coming. IREP surviving to the best of his ability, but no, he's just going to try to zombie his way to a kill. Not going to be enough. Calbert is there as well. So the three of them are going to try to get a push. 4 actually now in the top side. Bully saw it, immediately going to take mid turret, no problem with the little grubbies helping him out. So mid outer is down, top outer is down, and Implosion probably, despite being down 2 dragons, have great map state, and they're really starting to ward out that top side to prepare for some of the little extra. And we see Rudy now actually trying to consolidate that top side control with the little scuttle. Oh no, yep.
This is
a little harder with. Did he smite it? Yeah, he smited it. Okay, good job, buddy.
I don't know how much I like the fighting right now when Otacon is coming up in 20 seconds.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is go time, right? This is blue team goes, okay, I'm going to buy 2 pinks, you know, support's saying that, ADC should have 2 pinks, and then we're going to ward up Otacon, and we're going to get a pick. That is, because topside's great, but at the end, like, this is either A, we're going to go for Otacon, or B, we're going to put IREP top lane, and he's going to beat up Darius. I think it's rough, too, that Darius, like, you know, no, and like I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not an expert on Darius by any means, but Darius's only job this game is to try and duel out Scion. So I don't even know how red team, like I don't know what their win con looks like. Oh,
so
yeah,
close.
A monster.
Yeah, he's, can I get a quick, oh no, 2 people rooted. This is what we were talking about, the catch potential on this historically non-toxic squad, led by Calbert, landing a great snare. 2 folks down, Rudy soon to follow, so the smite is going to be down as well. Oh, he's ticking down, get out of there, Rudy! Go away! Okay, so 1 smite is down, but it's actually on the side of historically non-toxic. IREP coming in, trying to get a bounce, does not get it. Tahm Kench coming in from the bot side, gets a tongue down onto IREP, but wow, they are holding their ground. This is a 3v4 situation, y'all. You need to get out of there. Bully gets bonked. He's down. This is a really bad for Implosion, probably. Smite is down on the side of historically non-toxic, but it really does not matter. Oh no, Implosion probably thought they had a counter engage, but they got bamboozled.
I mean, if you really look at it, it's 1 for 1, and they lost Lyle, but Lyle's got ult. And, oh wow, blue side is
and they're just going to keep going for it. Oh man, this might be a little bit of sunk cost fallacy. Maybe not. Rudy super shielded up. 1 goes down, 2 go down, so it's still a 3 versus 2. Calbert, however, is out of mana. Chuck exhausted, flashed over the wall. Here comes Pantheon, though. You called it. Here he rolls in, trying to do some cleanup duty. That's going to be an instant double kill for Lyle. So Lyle's back in. The smite is back in for historically non-toxic, but Calbert has to back. So critically, one of their main damage dealers and deterrents is there, and he's going to start the dragon. No,
is he starting?
Okay,
No,
I was
you're
about to
not.
say, so the way it worked in my head there is I saw Calbert and Chuck like kind of like all three of them kind of get in on the plant and then jump over together. Yeah, because once Malzahar had ult there and died, it was like, okay, we keep this fight going. We make sure that Panther's looking for the ult, and then we have Panther ult in. Wow, blue side gets the Drake.
Wow.
They fought really hard for it because they
well, I mean, they haven't gotten it yet, since it's still a 3v3. Dragon is incredibly low.
jungle.
We do see a double knock up. Another great root following up. We see the suppressed going down. Lyle secures the dragon, so that's going to be soul point for historically non-toxic. A split bite for historically non-toxic. A rampage for Chuck, and a turnaround after, I'm going to call this the longest fight of the game, because I feel like this fight never actually stopped. A bit of a whiff of a tongue, but Rudy late to the fight. He's going low. Maybe he can try to get one kind of revenge kill, but he's going to go down. So this is going to be a long and dirty ace for historically non-toxic. Starting to hit the gas in this game one. Soul point, 4K up, looking strong.
Ooh, and Otacon.
And Otacon.
Oh,
no.
This is non-toxic. That it's their game to throw now. Like they earned this shit. Honestly, they've really earned it. They played that well, especially like that cheese was good because at the end of it, look, Rail and Coach, they both had to buy 2 pinks and they had to secure their entire jungle as Otacon was coming up. If Otacon was already up and they were walking through, meandering through, they were asking to get those cheese, right? That was for sure gonna happen. And, you know, Red Side walked in, probably swept a little bit and said, hey, there's nothing here, and made it happen. So, I mean, like, that's an excellent, you know, one mistake on one side, but an opportunity, like, very well seized on the other.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I didn't see if Chuck and Spurg had been able to do a sweep of any defensive pink wards, because I don't think I saw any defensive pink wards on the side of Implosion, probably on that bottom side, which could have potentially either deterred or at least given them some advance warning. So like you said, great offensive positioning to set them up, but that fight was back and forth. It was just respawn city, where people were just rolling back in as soon as they respawned, and that well-timed ult by Lyle rolling in, able to get things going. It just seemed like, I felt like almost Implosion probably got a little too thirsty for that dragon and felt like they were in a better position than they were, and historically non-toxic took full advantage. Tactically, I gotta call out the Tom Kench Lux combo. That is brutal. The knock up into the snare, you're just stuck. You're not going anywhere, and they just pile the damage on.
It's really good. I think like blue team just had to be there like 30 seconds earlier, right? Because you have to say we're gonna be here at this time period no matter what's going on, right? Everybody's gonna have to back, everybody's gonna have to show up, and so yeah, because like Red has a lot of like global stuff. Like, they have a really easy way to.
Oh no!
Wow!
Oh no! Oh no! Okay, so Senna's coming in. Doesn't matter. Calbert's on a killing spree. He is immortal right now. We've got him and Chuck, both carries, have not died yet. IREP.
Ooh, and it
see you,
goes
buddy.
to Chuck?
Yup, Chuck rolling in. Great teamwork there, coming in, helping yours secure the kill. IREP. I think he had a chance to get the counter kill, but a great use of the Darius ult to kind of, or not ult, the pull to kind of bounce him back. But wow, rooted again under his turret. Here comes Lyle. See you later. Turret as well to add insult to injury. So across the map, 3 kills for historically non-toxic. 6K. Dragon's gonna be coming up. Baron is live, and it looks like they're gonna be setting up for probably Baron control as this top outer goes down. So yeah, they're scaling. They are scaling.
I should see like, oh my god, look at all the pinks that they're buying in preparation for running the Baron play. Ah, this is beautiful. This is super well done. They all have a pink, except for top. Oh no, Chuck said I don't want a pink for Baron. Okay, my bad. I apologize. Okay, I'll take
I need more attack damage, please.
Yeah.
I need
right
my crits
now.
need to crit harder, please.
Yeah, but I mean, this is great. They're a little out of position right now, but I mean, they could play for either Baron or Dragon, and I kind of like pressuring the Baron, and then they either jump on you. If you win a fight, you go pick up the Drake. If they go for the Drake, you get the Baron. And I think Red just has so many options right now. They just have to not run in and die immediately.
Yeah, they really do, because they could just continue to go fishing if they wanted to. They have the root, they have the snare, they have the knockup, they have a 3-person knockup into a Lux Laser, into a Darius reset. Oh my god, this team is in full flight. This is exactly what they wanted to do, and this fight is over faster than you can blink. Dunk City, double kill, ace. See ya later. Not quite an ace. Senna's still alive, but what are you going to do? That's going to be a Baron for historically non-toxic.
Yeah. That is exactly how they should have done it. They didn't even really have to get all their pinks down. I mean, Spurg is killing it. I'm not going to lie. He's had so many good multiple-person Kench knockups that have just absolutely destroyed the fight. Like, that's his 3rd or 4th one, I think, that's been impactful, too. Like, whatever the mental is right now on blue side must be horrendous. Like, there's... Oh, no! It's Drag Soul 2? Oh.
Yup!
Yeah, I'd be in peace.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... I'm not gonna lie, this is the challenge where you have to ask yourself in a best-of-3 series, do you say, alright, boys, I think we should start thinking about Game 2, because this game is absolutely out of control. Or Implosion, probably. We just saw what you were saying. Oh, I don't really know what the win con is for historically non-toxic. I think we just saw it, which is either we get a Lux snare, a Chuck snare, a Jin snare, or a Kench knockup. When one of those hits, the other 2 hit for free, and then Lux damage, Darius reset. See you later. It's nasty.
True. I think the thing is just like if this game goes like too long. Like, this game, if the Nexus hasn't exploded for blue in the next, like, 6 to 8 minutes, this game will flip. Just because the comp for blue is so strong comparatively for the comp for red. Like,
yeah.
The knockups are nice, everything is, like, pretty cool, but once we get, like, Swain and more...
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Yeah, it looks... Yeah, maybe. I mean, Coach is swinging in the back. Rudy is swinging as hell. IREP soaking up a ton of damage. But there goes Spurg. It's going to be a counter kill. Coach, however, still alive. IREP is dead, and that is going to be everybody dead but Senna again, unfortunately. I was actually going to ask for a soul count on Senna as we see Flash. But yeah, as you literally saw, Chuck just throws out the snare as soon as the Lux binding goes. He's like, yeah, whatever, it'll probably hit. I'm gonna follow up immediately. But yeah, can I get a quick soul count on Senna? I'm just curious.
Yeah, this is
not great. Not great, Bob.
It's just a struggle, and there's no heart steal on the Scion either. So in terms of scaling, it's there, but it's not capital T there.
Yeah, well, you did say that if this game doesn't end in the next 6 to 8 minutes, it looks like they are in position to end this game in the next 6 to 8 minutes. If they wanted to do another back and go, they could, but it looks like everybody's pretty much ready to rock and do the siege. Calbert, it looks like he wants to finish one more item. Looks like he's might be having a conversation about it. Like, guys, do you want me to stay? Do you want me to go? How much gold does he have in pocket? Because he's got to be rich. Okay, only 1,100. He may not have enough. But we have 2,000, but Lyle does have 2,000. Yeah, it looks like they're going to do one last safety buy and then try to go in the game.
Yeah, again, the cool thing about League of Legends, past 30 minutes, any game is like 2 to 3 aces away from ending. So it just, oh no, we can't push out. Okay, they have to like bush cheese. This has to be like, we've pushed lanes, we pick a bush, there's 4 of us in it. You know, somebody walks in and dies. Because people just get really sloppy at this stage of the game. And Malzahar can really kill anybody with ult right now. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
Get a couple people some burn, a couple people some Zanyas, and, you know, it ain't over.
The one thing that these guys, they both need, and Malzahar especially, is they need some survivability. Because that is continuing to happen. And it is a problem. Yeah. It is a serious problem, because anytime Calbert can just delete someone. By the way, still hasn't died, which is just nuts. And yeah, they're just gonna keep rotating through, and just the regen on the Tahm Kench is just obnoxious, because he's got about 4,000 health at this point, and he's just rolling his way back through. A lot of the damage continuing to go on to the Tahm Kench was exactly where they want it. Okay, so that was the kind of Lux Laser that they wanted, where it's like, oh, it's buy rep, he soaked up damage, he goes down, immediate reset for Darius. Lyle taking a little bit of damage, Year's going back in. Chuck is now going for the snipes. Coach, what a nice carry. But he's incredibly low. So this is going to be bottom turret going down. Rudy's going to try to make a stand. I don't think you're going to be able to do anything, Rudy. I think you need to back off, give up that Nexus. Bottom inhibitor is going down. And yeah, 2 inhibitors down. Are they going to go for the... Yeah, I guess they're not. I guess they're going to back off and slow play this thing.
I didn't think they were going to get through that siege, honestly. I thought that Malzahar was going to be too much for them, and they just rotated super well. I think that probably for a siege like that, you probably want to open up with Chuck's ult just to like make everybody a little bit uncomfortable. But I mean, Lux Laser kind of did what it had to do. Darius got a good pull, and I mean, if that happens one more time, the game ends. So they're really on it. In Lyle's Panth build is like, so this build is like one of the most expensive you can do. And it's super pricey, but like the late game on it is just really, really nice. I think he's gonna cap it off with like Shojin or something. I can't imagine what his damage numbers are looking like, even with like the 4,000 HP.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because that is one of Pantheon's biggest weaknesses, is kind of the late game. Like, he falls off, he can't pop people as well as he used to. So being able to turn into kind of this assassinate death machine that can actually sustain some of his damage in fights. Oh man. Okay, Rudy. Yep, Rudy's gonna delay the inevitable. Actually, he's probably gonna lose this duel anyway. Oh man, Chuck, legendary. See ya. Yeah, this is gonna be. Oh yeah, okay. So they're just gonna Baron. They're just picking off toenails at this point. This is pretty painful to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I have to respect historically non-toxic's serial killer like comprehensiveness of this game win. But seriously, y'all, at a certain point, you just gotta finish him off and put him out of their misery. Holy moly, Calbert. There goes Baron. There's another kill. Chuck is legendary. Chuck and Calbert still have not died. At this point, I feel like they're like, all right, let's just kill them once. But that is not to be. There's another death, and that is... Oh, no, there it is. He got him. We got him, boys. He got him.
That's definitely a wrap. That's very well earned by historically non-toxic. Extremely well earned.
But we gotta say, most importantly, Chuck died. Bully was able to get the kill on Chuck. So only Calbert is immortal in this case, and that's going to be a convincing game 1 victory. Honestly, not toxic. Wow. Back and forth, and then he just cracked that game open on that second dragon.
I would not have expected them to do so well late game. That like after Implode like got through the early game, I was like, oh, okay, so we're all gonna get like a bunch of damage over time stuff. We're gonna get some Zanyas, and this is gonna become a lot less horrible. And then Lyle like scaled on Pantheon very effectively and just touched everybody. I was like, okay, guys, all right, my bad.
Yeah. Hey, could I see broad stats? I'm actually curious what vision score was, because you kept calling out the pink wards. And yeah, go back to advanced stats and go to Matt. Go to advanced stats. And then I just want to see I want to see vision score. Can you scroll down? Yeah, there it is. All right, show me the vision score. A lot of wards placed. 29 on the side. Okay, yeah, looking pretty good. Actually, vision score looking pretty good across the board. Tahm Kench definitely winning that. But yeah, you had mentioned control wards purchased. A lot of control wards purchased on the side of historically non-toxic, and it definitely paid for itself. And you mentioned it, yeah.
I would say it's also a big deal because like the control wards are comparable, but just having 1 to 2 in a person is really, really big, right? Like when it comes to, oh, we have Otacon coming up. Oh, we have another, we have Drake 3. Everybody with a pulse should have had a ward for Drake 3. Everybody should have had one. And it's that little bush right above Dragon that's like hugging the wall. that bush, that the control of that bush, like a pink ward in there, is winning or losing, or the little bush right above red, right? Like both of those are. There needs to be there needs to be a pig in here like right now,
Yeah.
and you know
Yeah.
you saw you saw the you saw historically non-toxic, walking around. They saw an objective, boom, 4 pinks. All right,
Yeah.
okay, big dog, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the kill participation was insane. You like look at these KDAs. These KDAs are monstrous. So everybody, a lot of people were involved in the kills together. And I'm gonna call it out again. There wasn't a ton of hard CC on the side of Implosion. Probably, I'm hoping for game 2 they make those changes because the hard CC on the historically non-toxic side just made those kills easy. They didn't have to do a lot. They landed one thing, everybody piled on, and they were just able to cruise control. Any final thoughts on game 1 before we take a break and reload for game 2?
I think I think IP is gonna have to they're gonna have to really kill it in draft, because if they because this look, historically non-toxic has said, hey, we're here, we're gonna fight. And right now they fought with a good draft. Because they definitely had the draft lead, especially topside, over blue. And you gotta remember, they also threw that lead with the 2 people dying into grubs. So at the end of the day, like, IP just has to go, okay, what are we gonna draft? Why are we gonna draft like this? And definitely, we are definitely happy the Jin is away from Chuck, because Chuck killed it. Chuck killed it. Okay, I told y'all, I was like, they better ban that Jin. They did not do it, and he went legendary.
Yeah. Yeah, you called it. You absolutely called it. All right, we'll have to see what IP is going to do to try to come back and make this a best of 3 series, or if Historically Non-Toxic will continue their demolition from week 1 into week 2. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
those Mobius Yumus, that game is terrifyingly one-sided. It was one-sided, but it could have been worse. That could have been much worse.
Oh. All right. Well, we're live, and we were mid-discussion because that game was wild. It was actually back and forth for most of it, and then we were saying the big turning point was that third dragon where we had what we thought was an implosion probably kill into a free dragon, but Lyle still had ulti up, came roaring back. They won that game, and they never looked back. It was Nitro button to the win. So yeah, we are here. Game 1 going to historically non-toxic. Implosion probably needing to do something very, very different. The good news is it is Fearless Draft, so we are not going to see the same champions that we saw at all for Game 2. Let's see what they're going to bring up.
Yeah, it was definitely I didn't hear no bell moment for Lyle, but wonderful to see. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we got draft starting.
Yes, sir, we do.
I would love to see a band.
Yeah, well, you're gonna see a Tryndamere band to start. Also, importantly, I wanted to call out that both teams elected to stay on. They're both on the same side. So we have blue side is Implosion probably. Red side is historically non-toxic. So yeah, we've got Tryndamere and Vel'Koz. So yeah.
Who are we? I'm trying to wonder in the mind of IP here, like what are we first picking? Like why do we want blue side?
I think they just like grabbing that first one. Oh, by the way, Breezy is Tony, I believe. I will double confirm that, but I believe that it's Tony.
Okay, cool.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been around here. You know, the last time I was here, I only took Barrier and Ignite. So
Tony, but to be fair, Tony also has like 7,000 accounts, so it could be any one of them. You know, but yeah, so it is actually fairly high elo top lane matchup as well, and so I can see why Tony grabbed that Darius. But yeah, Nocturne again. I don't really get that ban. I really don't.
Do we know something? Perhaps we have, historically non-toxic practicing with Nocturne. I mean, I haven't seen it, but like, because I guess it confuses me on why we'd ban the Nocturne over the Lilia. Like, I would just, what is the counter pick? Maybe everybody knows something I don't, because Lilia wasn't picked last game and they didn't ban it, and so I just don't know where things are going.
Yeah, interesting. So we see the Maokai being grabbed. Maokai can go support. He can go top. I believe he's been, unless we are back, all league, like all things, is cyclical. Unless we are back to Maokai top being a thing, I believe his top got nerfed pretty hard. As we see the Tristana. Ooh, interesting. That could be a mid Tristana. That does not have to be a AD Tristana. But yeah, flexes across the board. I'm just trying to think where that Maokai could go, because I know he's usually pretty flexible. Not sure if that would be a top Maokai, a support Maokai, or a jungle, as the Bard is being hovered. We saw Vrail on Bard last week, and he did pretty well. Actually, sorry. I saw Vrail on Bard last week. Sorry, y'all. Game 1 was unfortunately not able to be streamed. But Vrail looked pretty good on the Bard. That being taken away, we've got Coach on Caitlyn. Coach looked good on Caitlyn when he picked it in the first series as well. There's the Caitlyn Karma. That is going to be a very, very annoying lane for IP.
Yeah, I think Maokai is definitely an IREP type of champion, and kind of no matter how much you nerf him, I mean, as long as you're not like 0-10 and you're still doing at all. And you're still doing at least decently topside. It should be okay. I wouldn't overthink it. Although,
oh God,
IREP is one of their higher skilled players. Putting him on a tank, you just can't put Rudy on Maokai. It just can't happen. You cannot do it. Okay, he had mobility issues last time on the Mordekaiser, right? There's no way they put him on another like super slow champion, because
let's be clear, they could, but they probably shouldn't. Oh no, and it looks like they missed a band. Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
Sounds like an in-game pause issue. They got removed one.
Maybe, might be a glitch.
I'm not projecting.
It might be a glitch. It might be a glitch, but it might be a missed ban. So that's a little tragic. We didn't really call it that Nefiri got grabbed, so Lyle's going to be on Nefiri. You experienced the Nefiri, the Lyle Walt Nefiri, and if I remember correctly, there's a reason the Nefiri was banned last week.
I don't know if he played Nefiri against us. I can't remember. To be fair, we got absolutely demolished.
He did. He went 8-2 and 17. Had a 12.5 KDA. Yeah, he looked like he did pretty well. 263 CS. Yeah.
I believe it happened. I just don't remember which champ. I can't remember the Nefiri being like specifically like insane to deal with. I think we just got like all around like waved down. And honestly, Nefiri kind of suffers against like Caitlyn Karma. Like that's not a very easy thing to engage on. I don't like it into the Maokai. I actually don't like the pick here. I don't know who I would like though. I'm not gonna lie, Blue Side has a really strong comp. This is like one of those I'm playing front to black. Can we get Vel'Koz would be crazy. Oh, Vel'Koz is bad. I was gonna say Vel'Koz would be so crazy in this comp.
A little bit of a hat tip to to our commissioner, Abarn, with the Rise hover. He may grab it. I mean, Bully plays everything, so
no, he shouldn't. Oh,
he's gonna.
I don't know why though. I guess I would rather see like, oh, Veigar's banned too. Okay, I am less. Maybe Varus. I think I would have liked Varus here. So anything long ranged, like I'd either want to see an artillery mage or like long range burst. And
yeah,
those are both kind of the same thing, honestly.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. So we've been talking a lot about IP. We haven't really looked at the historically non-toxic because, oh boy, we've got a Mel. Okay, I'm gonna wait for them to finish swapping around, swapping. All right, cool. So we got a Mel mid, we got a Gwen top, we got an Nefir. We have absolutely melt your face off on the side of historically non-toxic, and then we've got, as you said, a much more traditional, I would call it old school, front to back spot. And I am just breaking news. Breaking news. This is a first-time jungle Maokai. So
I literally can't believe they put Rudy on Maokai. I'm actually so surprised because it's interesting because I watched the picks happen and it didn't register in my mind that he was jungle Maokai until you just said something. Because at first I was good because like I don't like Red's comp as much necessarily. I think they just really lose late game. I mean, like Rudy just can't answer anything. Like it is objective survive, okay, and you guys are never getting off reach. And how are we not going to die to Nefiri is kind of the biggest. Like that's it because Rudy justice to power clear maybe he can be there for grubs. I'm just not sure. Like I haven't seen that pick do well in a long time.
Yeah, it's rough. It's really, really rough. I mean, I remember, I'm gonna date myself. I remember jungling Maokai when you would run GP5s or GP10s, and you would just, you do your double sapling, you do a full clear, maybe you go in and you do a gank. But yeah, it was just you just farm away, get
Philosopher's Stone. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was what was it? It was Heart of Gold, Philosopher's Stone.
And if you're feeling spicy, Cage's lucky pick.
Oh yeah, exactly. If you're going for the triple GP10s, yeah. I think the Cage's lucky pick was more the support item. So
it was like an AP.
So it's like a caster.
It's like a lot of iterations. Yeah, I've been playing for far too long.
I was gonna say I think you've probably been playing as long as I have. But yeah, Mel. So speaking of being a boomer, I'm a boomer. Tell me about Mel. So what is Mel bringing to the table in this comp versus this old school comp?
Mel. So her. Do you know what her abilities do? Do you know the rundown?
You don't have to give me the full. We can just talk about her in the context of the comp.
Within this comp, I think she bullies Rise horrendously. I think her Q is like as a poke is basically undodgeable, super long ranged. In terms of getting ganked, if Mel gets ganked by Maokai, Rise would have to do some like crazy ult behind her, and Mel would have to have her eyes closed. I think, in order to die here. Because Mel doesn't like. There's no mobility here, but she is a long range artillery mage. Actually, surprisingly, when I saw the Mel picked, I immediately thought, "Damn, blue side could have really used Mel here." It's a lot of chunk. I think the biggest issue is that although Mel is awesome and she's gonna do well, probably early mid game. Once Karma comes online, who builds Serpent's Fang on this team? Like Neferi is like the only person who might be able to build it. And if nobody gets Serpent's Fang into Karma, that's a rough one. That's a rough one to try and look at.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. So we are into Champion Select. Are we going to see a 2-0 sweep by Historically Non-Toxic, or are we going to see IP run it back and get us to a game 3?
I think this is a game 3. I think that
really
IP just the only also Hot Dog Neferi skin, fire, such a good skin. Oh my god!
I mean, they're going to win now. Absolutely.
Yeah, for real, after seeing that, that's intimidating right there.
Yeah.
But I think blue side minus the Rise is doing very well. Historically, I don't see Bully doing super well on the Rise, but it's not something he's unfamiliar with. On the flip side, you could first time Mel and do well. Like that champ is simple and it just gets the job done. Like that. What do we need in a mid laner? Okay, we need a little bit of CC, we need some burst, we need some wave clear, boom, 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 done. Yep. Right? Like that champ just does what it says on the box.
Yep, and Rise does need to turn on. So yeah, and Cal was beating the tar out of him in the early beginning. There's the doggo.
Yeah.
The hot doggo. Let's go. What does he got in there? Is that a Chicago dog? Does he have has he got some onions? Oh man, it's good stuff. I'm hungry.
I think top could be versatile if I just don't know enough about years to see if he would just piece up IREP like that. Because this is Shen is just such a strong fighter, and I don't necessarily know how they don't have any CC to lock him down, so he just kind of pushes and ease away, and no one ever kills him. Is the way I see it. But if years can get a lead, like if you can start dueling him out, that's a top could be a good avenue to try and pull a win as well. Because Maokai can just never fight.
Yeah, no, so it was a big double snare, but nothing there. And Tony, now that I know it's Tony, I'm just going to start calling him Tony.
Oh no!
Ooh,
that was almost sad. That might have been a first blood, honestly, if he had hit
it
that.
Looked like it. The burst on Shen is insane, and also just against, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, does Gwen's Snip Snip count as an auto attack?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I was just curious about that because I'm like, man, IREP he's losing a little bit, but it's yeah. It's
not like a targeted thing as far as I know.
Okay. Always curious about those very subtle interactions where, can Shen's dodge the auto attacks if he times it properly, or fun stuff, all that fun little interaction nuance in League, especially in the top lane. But yeah, there's global pressure, big time double global with the Rise and the Shen if they can get moving. Great scaling, as we had mentioned, but yeah, pretty scary if they can't get going because they have to start the engine here. You mentioned Karma needs to turn on. The Rise needs to not just get repeatedly bullied out of lane, and they need to go. There goes a taunt landing down onto IREP, really putting the hurt onto Tony early. Tony trying to turn this around, but IREP takes a tower hit, healing up, chugging those potions down, trying to take advantage of that Dorn shield. Oh man, another empowered auto. There's the first blood. You called it just a minute early.
No, and this 3v3 bot looks kind of weird. I'm really surprised Maokai ended up starting top to bot again. But if it's a snare, he's just taking the okay. No, what? No, I think he should have fought, but he got the scud.
No
way.
Rudy is in the bottom side jungle, forces the flash out from Lyle Walt, so flash down for the jungler, and Lyle Walt just taking, I would say, a bit of a more aggressive aggressive retreat. And so now bottom side scuttle control going to Implosion. Probably Coach getting slowed down. Chuck jumping in, gonna try to get the big bomb, forces the flash out from Coach. So now 80 Flow. Yep, you were about to say it. Here comes Rudy following on the magical journey. The root going down, and that is going to be another kill, this time going on to Coach. So the Caitlyn getting a bit of a running start. Ooh, boy.
I hope they... Oh, if they didn't push this... So, okay, there's another world where because they had so many waves, they have the Maokai zone out Chuck, and Chuck watches as the entire cannon wave's worth of XP goes down the drain. That would have been horrific. Because originally I looked at that and I was like, oh, okay, the double scuttle might be the move. I don't like that Chuck and Spurg engaged, and I think that blue side had a great reaction to it, but I also think that like Rudy being split off the top side of the map was greatly confusing to me, although it worked perfectly. It looked like it was supposed to happen, but I was like why is this going on?
It feels like a little bit of a task failed successfully, where it wasn't quite what would be optimal, but it ended up working out in the end, right? They were able to make that happen. Yep, and here comes IREP actually doing a roam down onto Calbert. The invulnerable goes down, but they're still going to be able to get some chunks. But here comes Spurg coming in to try to counter engage. Drail is immediately there. Rudy is there as well, but a root goes down onto IREP. A lot of root, a lot of abilities. I didn't see any summoners burned, so great flash discipline from Calbert, able to walk away. Rudy, however, in the rush, gonna try to get him on the retreat. Big pop down, flash, counter flash. There's a kill. Rise able to grab it, and then another snare onto Calbert. I don't think they're able to get it. Can he get it on the second pop? No, he can't. How much health does Calbert have? I think he was sub 100. Meanwhile, in the top lane, IREP is just owning Tony in this Shen Gwen matchup. Oh man! Every time we look top, he's just like beating him up and pushing him out.
I wouldn't even do any of these drags. Like, if I was blue side, I would take every fight like that, go back, clear my jungle, chill. Like, there is... Because this is it. Because Shen should have been horrendously punished for that roam. That roam was ugly and pimply and had braces and glasses and was shoved into lockers. Okay, hey, and it still worked out.
What you got against people with glasses?
Well, you know, I'm self-hating now. You know, ever since my contacts had to come out.
I was gonna say, yeah, come on now. Just because I didn't wear my contacts, what's the problem here?
But yeah, that roam from IREP should have been punished. Calbert played it really, really well. But no, blue side just has like a really nice comp. Karma really did well, and shout out to Coach. Coach is really holding it down bot lane into what is a very aggressive ass lane.
He really is, and he played a great Caitlyn game in week 1. Looked really solid on the champion, and we see Rudy rolling up. He's trying to stop the magical journey, just following along. He's decided that no matter who goes on the magical journey, he will be following them, and that is how it will be. IREP, meanwhile, trying to get a 1v2, I don't know if it's a solo kill or like a counter power play kill, but he is just jonesing for blood at this point. Big root going down onto the Mel. Mel gets melted. Rudy gets the kill. Probably not what he wanted. Maybe slightly suboptimal, but once again, Implosion properly just owning this bottom side jungle, but here comes IREP. Oh man, finally gets the kill. Patience rewards all.
I wish they had bot lane or mid or anybody back to do waves. Like, they did so good in this fight. I hate this dragon as reward. I don't like the dragon at all. I think if they had killed them immediately back, I think it would have been fantastic. But wow. Okay, blue side. Hey, look, I that's what I said. I said blue side with a draft is going to be a lot different. You know, IP with a draft is going to look much better. So I'm glad I look intelligent now.
Yeah, I mean, you called it, and I almost feel like the opposite problem is happening. Oh, the flash comes in, just misses the taunt. And yeah, the ghost goes out for Tony, but it's a ghost. It's going to be back in no problem. But that Shen is very, 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 very scary. And now he has magic resist. So this matchup is going to be pretty lopsided in favor of him. But Stand United is not up quite yet. So Implosion probably gonna have to chill a little bit and reset so that they can take advantage and really consolidate this advantage that they've started to grow. Void Grubs, crucially, going down for honestly not, historically non-toxic. So they are staying in this game despite a 2,000 gold deficit as we're approaching 10 minutes.
Why did he watch the Grubs be taken?
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh no! IREP. Oh no! IREP. IREP is out of. He's completely out of summer cells. He's definitely going to go down. Just trying to last as long as he possibly can. Oh man, he's going to try to actually get this kill on the Lyle. There's the shutdown, baby shutdown, but a shutdown nonetheless onto the Gwen. So IREP getting a little bit greedy, despite not having any defensive summoners. Yeah, but on the other side of the map. Couple of plates going down, and yeah, that Caitlyn, as you mentioned, even with the scaling items, is starting to really open up a lead against this Tristana.
Yeah, for sure. And again, like Tristan to Kate is already a rough matchup, but I mean Kate in any kind of competitive, like especially with Karma, and like how are you getting into that? Because like Nefiri just doesn't have. This is not Pantheon, right? Like you don't have the tools to really get to them. I really liked that fight top. I was really surprised IREP didn't run after they took the Grubs, but it was a very heads-up play to make sure that that Bully was up there to stop the tower from getting stopped. And I guess it was more heads-up that Red side backed instead of trying to take the tower, because then Bully wasted stuff. Ooh, nice taunt.
Yeah, IREP keeps nailing these max range taunts. There were a couple where Tony was right outside of the edge, but more often than not, though. Oh no, Tony, IREP's taking a lot of minion damage. He needs to be really careful on this. Yeah, he's taking way too much minion damage in that fight. And yeah, just was not able to turn that one around. So Tony winning that round after losing several.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is... it's kind of how it should be going, considering how much Shen has been roaming. I mean, he even has a CS deficit right now. Wow.
Oh no, Braille. Oh no, Braille. Little overextended, and he saw them in there. Maybe he'll be able to get out. Does have the ignite. They may have to burn something. No, they're just going to get a long range hit. Good job on Spurg. Coach trying to go. Wait, what?
Huge lag.
Oh, Spurg actually flashed. I don't think he needed a flash there. Huh. Interesting.
I just don't think he knew about the out of map timing. I mean, you could tell they were just because if Coach rotates there on Karma, I don't think they can kill Karma. Like 3 traps right in front of that bush, like as she's walking down. Like I think Karma makes it out. If Karma doesn't make it out, Nefiri has to die for it. So I think that they were probably just having, Kate was just really like intent on clearing down that wave. So it was just
it looked like a little bit of an 80 carry tunnel vision. Maybe a little bit of complacency in that bottom lane because they do have the collector online as well. So just saying, I'm just gonna autopilot a little bit, but they gotta stay heads up because honestly, historically, I don't know why I say honestly not toxic. Historically non-toxic. It's an H. Historically non-toxic is, as we saw in game 1, they're a really strong team. They need to be respected, even with this early lead, which is shrinking very quickly, and a lot of it is coming from kind of this over-aggressive, slightly sloppy play from the side of Implosion. Probably they got to be smart.
Yeah, I think IP, they're really thirsty for killing Chuck here, and at the end of the day, like Chuck just plays really safe. Like he just plays super duper safe. I don't think they're gonna find whatever they're looking for. They probably just have to siege down that tower, but that bother me too. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Flash forward, getting a root, getting a kill. There it is, the pick off. So a deja vu from game 1 as Lyle Walt goes untargetable. Gonna turn this one around. Calbert gets the kill onto Bully. Lyle is shielded up. He's gonna be able to kite away a double kill. And now a lopsided situation as Coach comes in way too late. Stand United though! Oh man! Rail's gonna survive! Oh man! And then an 80 carry showdown. Coach versus Chuck. Chuck has to flash out. IREP gets the taunt down onto Mel. Coach, you gotta finish this one off. Oh man! Calbert gets the killing spree. Finally gonna go down, and Chuck trying to get the final return kill. So a sloppy 3 for 2. But in the top lane, it looks like Tony is gonna take down that turret. So it's gonna be first turret blood for historically non-toxic.
Yeah, wow, that was, you'd have to institutionalize me, like, having witnessed that, if I was in that fight. But I mean, it worked out about as good for blue as it could have, considering the odds. But Shen, well, he couldn't roam after like 2 deaths ago. So right now, I mean, he's just doing things he cannot do. Okay.
Interesting.
We have to take this Drake. This Drake.
Yeah, just take it right now. I mean, it looks like that was the point of the Realm Warp, which is, hey, that was kind of a sloppy fight. Let's just take Dragon right now.
Okay, cool.
Which,
yeah.
All right. Why not? Because Frail is, Spurg's on the wrong side of this, but he is buying time, is able to do it. They're incredibly low. Smite is there. Rudy gets it. Ooh, a smite miss. It's going to be a fight. Bully goes down immediately, though, and this is going to be historically non-toxic, running this fight over. 1 down, 2 down. Dragon at what cost at this point? 2 for nothing. Turnaround Dragon. 2 dragons, I will say. Nice. Oh, there's 1 kill. Okay, so Coach kind of saves the fight a little bit. So it's going to be a 2 for 1. Second Dragon going down, but it's going to be this bot outer turret as well.
Well, you got to remember, they also have Shen splitting. Shen splitting, he never had Saiyan United, right? So, I mean, the best they could have hoped for is to get this Drake and get out. And I think if Maokai ult is, like, fired out of the pit, also, that miss smite was really rough. But if Maokai ult is fired out of the pit there, I think they're probably okay. The Maokai ult was just a little late. I mean, I don't know. They got an exit frag on the Kate. They got a tower at the top. Like, I'm really happy with that. If I'm blue side, I wouldn't say I'm popping champagne, but I'm pretty close.
Well, considering they are at a deficit, absolutely, right? It's a trading of objectives and allowing them to stay in this game and work their way towards Soul Point, right? One more step towards Soul Point, especially after getting Dragon. Dragon is clearly their win con, one of their win cons. They are going to go for this. This is a 4v4 situation right now. Okay, here comes the jungler. Jungler's late to the party. That seems to be a bit of a theme, is one member of IP being late to the party. Good poke on the side of historically non-toxic, and they're just going to try to finish this one down. This is going to be a bit of a smite fight. Oh no, the aggro is being dropped. Here comes Shen, immediately popping Spurg. Spurg goes down, so now we've got a power play in favor of Implosion, probably. They don't look like they're taking advantage of it. Rudy does not have his ulti. Okay, there he goes. Untargetable goes Lyle Walt. Lyle Walt's going to try to get out of there, do a great double root onto IREP and Vrail. The chase down continues. It's a 5-on-3 because Gwen has just pieced out, and it looks like they're just going to abandon the objective. Oh, man, Vrail way too aggressive there, and Mel just pops him as Tony clears the thing. Oh, no, are they still going to try to go for it? Oh man, really?
Blue team has 2 lanes that they have to catch waves on.
Yeah.
Like because remember, when Gwen moved to the side there, when Tony moved to the side to push top, that was an excellent play. Because they just had to get the waves in position, because if blue team tries to fight here, right, Shen has to clear top.
And they are absolutely going to try to fight here. Rudy is in the middle of the entire team. Coach is stunned out. IREP is coming in, but he's coming in a little late. Coach able to get the shutdown onto Chuck. A sidewinding ulti, and Chuck is still swinging, or excuse me, Coach still swinging away on this Caitlyn. This is the fight that he wants, those long fights where he's able to getting a ton of auto attacks down. Needs a couple more. Oh, there it is. Long range Q, able to secure it. So it's going to be a 2 for 1. The Rift Herald does go down, and it looks like it was secured by Lyle Walt. So able to secure that, but paying for it. And yeah, these long fights, that's exactly what Implosion probably needs. It just looks like they're trying to force them a bit too much.
I think that outer waves need to be fixed before anything else, but I mean, like, that one fine. And Caitlyn is ginormous. Caitlyn's going to get to 3 items, and this game is going to look way, way different. I think, basically, Kate walks up, puts 5 traps down, 3 traps, whatever I don't know what her W's at. But I mean, she puts down the traps, and then she just autos, and that's what she did. Like, Chuck dying to that ult was really rough.
That was wild watching that in real life. It was like one of those bendy bullets. It was pretty nuts.
You ever watch Wanted?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But you make a great point, is that a lot of these fights and a lot of this decision making, Implosion probably, it's being dictated by their lack of wave control, or you could argue great wave control on the side of historically non-toxic. They have a lot of ways to very quickly clear and push waves, right? Gwen can clear very quickly, Tristana can clear very quickly, Mel can clear very quickly, Bully is about to die very quickly. We'll have to see. He tried to do something incredibly clever. Respect the attempt at the style points. Unfortunately, his flash is now down, so he overextended a little bit. Yeah, they try to get some return damage on the mid outer tower, but to your point, right? The ability for historically non-toxic to push down waves is pretty brutal in terms of the map pressure they're putting on, and now they are just living in Implosion Probably's bottom side jungle and sieging down this bottom inner turret.
This has to be Bartle kill, right?
Oh yeah, they're gonna go for the twofer. Yep, they're gonna try to get a bonk onto this inhibitor turret, and Rudy needs to recognize it and pop him.
Okay, we should see like 4 pinks here into Otacon like siege, right? We see blue side walk up, Spurg fires an ult, boom boom boom, done.
Yep.
That should be what we're looking at, and we're not seeing any pinks. Okay, we're man to man. This is fisticuffs. Okay.
Yep.
We don't play any of that macro. They're just gonna take it? That's crazy.
Yep, they're just going to go for it, and it looks like there's nothing that Implosion properly really is going to be able to do. Lyle Wald, very easy secure. They're rooting down Rudy, force a flash. So once again, Implosion probably late to the party, and historically non-toxic says, thank you very much. May I have another?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't like the backing here, actually. I think Spurg definitely has to stay. We need a Bartle on something. We can't... Whenever you're in a situation where Caitlyn is within auto range of your tower, something has gone awry. They just have to get her out of here. They have to start pressuring Otacon. They just have to not deal with Caitlyn poking down their tower mid, because their ADC disparity right now is ginormous. I mean, Chuck's
for sure.
So behind.
Yeah, it just looks like Implosion probably is a little out of sync in terms of controlling the map, and that's credit to historically non-toxic. They are just forcing Implosion probably to react. It just doesn't look like Implosion probably can get a foothold into their game plan, right? They want to slow the game down. They want to split push. And every single time they're trying to do, they've got Tristana shoving waves. They've got Mel shoving waves. They've got Gwen shoving waves, and matching the Shen in terms of itemization. It's just not what IP wants to be doing right now.
Yeah, it's just very aggressive. It's very aggressive for playing like such a relaxed comp.
Oh man, yeah, and Tony's got that matchup now. Here comes the Ghost. He's just gonna go straight for this kill. And I don't know if Irip can do anything to stop him. Here goes the flash. Yeah, forces the flash for Ghost. Thank you very much. I'm gonna do that all day. And he's just gonna continue to push down. Irip is on the losing side of this Gwen Shen matchup.
True. I mean, they just have to, because you want to give Caitlyn time to work. Oh, he's so greedy for this. Wow, no punish either.
Oh, he wants it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. Well, if he it's all the revenge for those early Shen pokes, but here comes historically non-toxic, grabbing the Otacon. Bully is there. No. I don't know. Okay, here comes Rudy. Great play. So Otacon halfway down. This could be a very simple steal. Lyle coming in. Oh, gets the return steal. Oh, that is such a good play by Bard. Timing the ulti, letting Lyle just roll in and snag it. Great play by him.
Oh god, that's rough. I thought Blue Side had some of their sleeves there. I was like, oh okay, that's it. But again, look. You have your advantages and you have your disadvantages. You definitely have like Chuck is not really going to compete with Coach, but Rudy's not really going to compete with Lyle. Like when it comes to the definitely the completely random aspect of everybody's roles. Putting them in a smite fight. That is gonna be non-toxic favored. Oh, pause.
Oh, okay. Oh, we have a baby. We have baby. We have a baby that required attention, and so that is the goal of the pause. It happens. This is especially because this is an amateur league. A lot of us have families and other fun things. So, yep. Calbert's got to go be a dad for a moment, so we will take a pause here. But we do get to catch a bit of our breath, and I feel like that's what we're seeing with historically non-toxic. Is they are not allowing Implosion properly to catch their breath. They are pressuring as much as they possibly can and not allowing, as you said, right, the Caitlyn to get a foothold in the match. We talked about the Shen. It looked like IREP for the moment had gotten the better of Tony. I didn't see what the actual exchange was, but it looked like in whatever their most recent fight was, maybe he dodged a couple snips and was able to kind of outplay a couple of situations. But yeah, right now, Implosion properly just continuing to feel like they're on the back foot. And every time they ask a question, historically non-toxic has the answer.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think IREP, like, from pure, like, top lane skill, did really well to get to where he was against Gwen, and he had 2 flashies that he missed, and those were just huge deals to not have those. So you either get the kill or you got the sub, and didn't have either, and that's really rough. And the roaming, I think, just whittled away at his top side supremacy. Because
especially if they weren't really able to convert a lot of those. There were a couple, but most of them were very bloody back and forth fights where, he wasn't able to come back into the top lane with a massive advantage, right? If he has one of those clutch stand united, comes down, gets a 2 to 3 person taunt, is able to help them run over a fight, and then he comes back with a couple extra kills and a big gold advantage from the team fight, it's great. But it seems like it was more the opposite, where they're trying to fight while he's trying to apply pressure on a side lane.
Well, yeah, because he ulted in, he lost his shutdown, and then he had to limp back top, looking at his tower with like 2 plates on it. And it's like,
yep, that's exactly what happened. But yeah, that Otacon really, really tragic. For
it was close. It was close. I watched them pushing in. I was like, IP knew. They knew the whole time I was being silly. And then the Fury took it, and I was like, no, okay, my bad. Yeah. It wasn't my bad.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, like during Bartle, you ain't smiting. That ain't happening.
Well, this might happen before the Bartle came down, because you can't,
he just smote. It looked like he probably just smote early, just because he was like, oh, I think I got it, and it was very close. And
Rudy smited earlier, because the thing is, you can't smite Otacon if it's Bartleted anyway.
No, exactly. No, that's what I was saying. I didn't see with all the noise. I didn't see if he had smote, and then I saw the cooldown. Yeah, so it looks like he just tried to do it, did it early,
and 240. Yeah, 240, and then missed it, and then had to sit there and watch himself be a statue in front of the stolen Otacon. Humbling. It's a humbling experience.
Brutal. Welcome to the jungle, Rudy. Enjoy your stay.
Yeah, but it's tough. He's really doing the best he can with that Maokai pick. It's just very limiting. I think if he uses like ults like a little faster, like earlier in the fight, he'll probably do alright, because the ult gets faster as it goes. So as soon as you see the possibility of a fight, you drop the Maokai ult, and then you walk up and start poking stuff down, because you got
you
got a trap there, you got a trap there, and then that's all she wrote.
Yep, absolutely. And that is going to be a dead eye rep. Oh boy. Yep, we are back. Hippo confirming we are back live, because I saw a bunch of things happening. So, all right. Cool. Yep. I see a lot of acceleration happening. I'm trying to figure out if we're going back in time or forward in time. Okay, I think we're back live. Great. We're back live, 24 minutes in. Mid-outer went down. It looks like the other mid-outer is going to go down as well. But once again, just total pressure. It is historically non-toxic is doing to Implosion probably what Implosion probably wanted to do to historically non-toxic. And yeah, looks like Tony's going to take as much aggro as he possibly can in exchange for the inner. He's gonna. Oh no, that is.
Oh my God! The Stand United.
Great Stand United, saving Coach's life, but they're not. They may actually be able to counter engage. Okay, there's the ulti pushing IREP back. But yeah, just not quite having the push. We've got a lot of dragon spams, a lot of Baron spams, and you mentioned before, right? 1 to 2 minutes, right? The jungler's dream, 1 to 2 minutes, everybody's ready. 30 seconds before we're already heading there. These things are spawning. And oh no, Bully was not able to back, was able to get a big old pop off of the Bard. But yeah, are they ready? And it looks like in terms of wave control on the outer lanes, they are not ready.
We have one pink. We have one pink after everybody has backed.
That's right.
And the pink on historically non-toxic is on their dead top laner. I'm crying.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, look, in this is the bush. If Rudy just throws saplings in that bush right above Drake Pit, this is an extremely hard fight to win. We're nay-ramming this.
Oh yeah, we are air ramming. Oh, Gwen gets caught. Taunt going down. He's back. Is he going to go down? He's incredibly low, but he does have a decent amount of life gain. We've got a 1v1 top versus a 4v4, and Chuck getting reset number 1, is able to jump in, gets Bully low. He's going to keep chunking away. That's going to be number 2. He's jumping in. Oh no, this is just a rout for historically non-toxic. See you later. That's an ace. 5 for 1. Dragon as well if they want it. And just like game 1, historically non-toxic taking a fight in the Dragon Pit and just running the game over.
They could not fight without Maokai ult there. They just couldn't. They had to wait until Maokai ult came up. They fought without it, and Rudy just got chunked out. And like that kind of is what it is. I'm really surprised Chuck was able to like kind of get any value really.
He got a lot of value actually.
Yeah, no, he did great. He did super well, and he just is horrendously broke comparatively, but did great on a pick that I don't think he should have done well on, like in that fight. And so
yeah, he was absolutely ripe to be popped, and nobody really took advantage of that. It looked like they were. I don't know who they were really focused on, but we mentioned it before, like Calbert doing incredibly well as well on the Mel. Similar style to Lux, you know, just drop the damage, do the thing, and he both games he's really brought the beat down. All right, so 27 minutes in, 5,000 gold lead. Dragons are even now. There was, and yeah, objective control squarely in the favor of historically non-toxic. 7 towers to 2, and yeah, they've got great great ward control across the map. Look at those pinks. You mentioned it before. We're gonna have to check the ward score and the control wards, but Calbert positioned, slightly over positioned. Oh wow, yeah, that's not great. Miscommunication.
Oh my god, no, it's huge.
Oh yeah, okay, here they go. Lyle getting low. Rudy taking as much damage as he possibly can. Here comes the Stand United. Lyle is low. Oh, there's the runaway Bard ult. Oh, man. It looked like a bit of hesitation on the side of Ana, historically non-toxic, and IP had a whiff of a chance. But, yeah, Spurg with the fadeaway, able to help them disengage.
And this whole time, every one of these fights that goes even, we have
and there's Gwen.
Chick with scissors cutting down stone towers. Okay? Every single time.
Yep, and that was a pretty important tower. Oh no, here comes Spurg, getting a double stun. Chuck rolling in, just pounding on Vrail. He's gonna get a double kill, and that is just more piled on for this matchup. And this has been the tale of the tape the entire time. Middle inhibitor going down. Great control, minion control, wave control on the side of that. 2 inhibitors. Oh wow,
about to be 3.
Yeah, about to be 3. As you said, look at this wave control on the side of historically non-toxic. They have just got a vice grip on this rift, and as we're approaching 23 minutes, it's going to be the 3rd inhibitor if they go for it. I don't know if they're going to go for it. They look like they really want it. Yeah, they're going to go for it. Chuck pounding away at it, and that's going to be 3 inhibitors, 30 seconds away from 30 minutes. And historically non-toxic said we did it in game 1. We're going to do it again in game 2. Does not matter what happens in the mid game.
I don't know how Blue Side comes back, actually. I mean, technically, they could try to get picks, but they would have to kill Gwen first.
They'd have to Baron right now. They'd have to go Baron right now if they wanted to have
Well,
any
they
semblance of
have
time.
no Kate, so I think
Yeah,
it'd have to be the bush right above red has to get a pink ward. But again, no one has any pinks,
yep. No,
and
it's true,
it,
right? It's such a simple thing. Wards win games. It's as simple as that. And historically non-toxic. We're going to look at the post game again, and we're going to see how many pink wards they bought in game 2.
this is a
And
full
we're going to
engage.
see.
They have to fight right now. If they fight right now, they can win. No.
Yeah, Rise isn't there. He's going to answer, and yeah, Rudy's going to roll up. I think Rudy had the same idea you had, where he's like, guys, we have to fight, and instead it's going to be a free Baron for historically non-toxic. And yeah, I think they're just going to two-step their way into this great sets win.
He was always going to be their Baron, so I mean, as long as Maokai is up for this fight, it's probably fine. No.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Okay, he lives.
He did. He did, but he paid for it with his flash. And yeah, IREP trying to stand as best he could. Gives the super minion a slap. But yeah, this is... Yeah, wow. He's actually hitting pretty hard. Unfortunately, so does the entire historically non-toxic team. Chuck unstoppable now. Oh, man. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh, Bully getting the turn on kill. They are under the Nexus turrets, so this could be a last stand for them. But there go the Nexus turrets. The Nexus is soon to follow, and that is going to be a convincing historically non-toxic 2-0 victory over Implosion, probably.
Yeah. Let's
look. Go ahead.
That's a humbling one. That's tough because it was their game to win too, but you know, happens to best of us.
It does. Let's look at the pink ward, shall we? All right. Show me the control words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody bought at least one. Multiple people bought multiple. Was it 9, 11?
No, two people on IP have 0.
Yep. Is it 7? Yeah, because really, you're right. It's because it's wards on map, right? The ability to have 5 on the map at a time versus only 3. It's a huge advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, well, it's 5 on map, then the 3 from the support.
Yeah. No, that's a great point.
Because there's just a couple bushes that can't ever not have a ward in it, and to some extent, I kind of understand it, just because like Maokai can really fight out with that. Although I don't know if I like the Leandries. I felt like it was a little like, what are we trying to do here? But I mean, is there like, what is that item that made you run faster towards your opponents? Righteous Glory? Do they have anything like that in the game anymore? Oh,
I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask.
It's unfortunate.
I feel like if they did, we would have seen it at this point. But sure. I do want to get a quick check. Hippo, do you know if Calbert got MVP last week? Who got MVP last week? Okay, well, I might be breaking protocol, but just looking at like total across the board, it's probably going to be Chuck or Calbert, because both of them were pretty comprehensive in how they did. And yeah, I don't know. What do you think? That's who I'm thinking for MVP. One of those two. I would say maybe Calbert, because Calbert was just on one on that Lux game.
Yeah, Calbert did pretty well. I think Lyle.
Okay. Yeah, I think we got
Chuck did crazy. I think Calbert's probably fine, and then I think Lyle was also like really solid, especially game 1. Game 1 was like, oh, okay, like this man's on it. But Calbert's consistent. Like, I don't see, the thing is like everybody else like, has at least a couple mess ups, but
you make a good point, because I believe in both games Lyle was the reason. Lyle cracked the game open in both games, right? Because it was
he also almost lost it the first game.
I know, so it's like, I don't know, it's debatable. I would say across the board. So here's what I'll say. Like, I agree with you that I think in certain impact moments, Lyle kind of showed up and was clutch. I think Calbert just imposed his will consistently across both games, right? He was consistently landing snares. He was consistently dealing damage. He he was doing not only his job but like kind of lifting his team up. He
Consistently
dominated.
not dying too.
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
he
That
didn't
man got
die game
ganked,
one.
but he got ganked a ton of times.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
fine. So
yep.
yeah, I think he's a good
Let's do
MVP.
it.
That's a good
Yeah,
choice.
bring him in. Yeah, Calbert. It's gonna be Calbert. Pull him up. Hello, Calbert. You are MVP. Congratulations on a convincing 2-0 victory, an immortal Lux game one, and a pretty devastating Mel game two. How you feeling?
Yeah, feel pretty good. We like draft one like literally went like verbatim exactly how we thought it was. And I don't know, there's a lot of hype over Bully's Malzahar. I mean, super unimpactful. Don't waste your bans, folks. It's not worth it.
Wow.
So
Okay.
how did you guys feel getting the Jin? You guys saw the Jin go through, and was that just like an auto pick, or how was that sounding in comms?
Yeah, game one. I don't know. Chuck's super reliable on Jin. He's a versatile player, able to hit skill shots and stuff. So and Jin's one of those champions where if Spurg gets all the kills, like Jin is a really good support where he can hit
Yeah,
his roots, he can open up from behind. So like I mean it's just tactical, right? Like we picked up the Pantheon and we were just like, okay, we can flex Pantheon, and then
yeah.
we saw Tom Kench and it's like, are we just gonna get like every character that we main here? Like this is silly.
Yeah,
I
it really seemed like y'all kind of got what you wanted in that game one, and we also saw that they didn't really have a lot of ways to lock y'all down. You did not die on Lux, and you were landing snare after snare. But that game one was there were moments where it was a bit of a squeaker, and then that kind of third dragon fight really seemed like it cracked the game open. What was the moment for you where your team was like, "Oh yeah, we think we've got this"? Because it seemed like once a certain moment hit, y'all just ran over both of these games.
Yeah. Game one was interesting because we always felt like we were in the driver's seat, and then the moment for me was when like I think Spurg flashed mid to ult me to save me, and I was getting Malzahar ulted, and I probably had 100 health, and he ulted me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna die. And then you know there was a call where Tony was flanking him from behind, and he's like literally in comms like, "Hey guys, I'm flanking from behind. Hey guys, keep fighting." And then we, for some reason, we disengaged, and he's like, "What am I doing here?" He's like, "I literally ran here from top lane." Um, I think it was the fight after that one when I want to say we got 3 and then drag or 2 and then drag that really changed the game for us.
I oh the Lilia. I saw it wasn't banned both games. I thought the Malzahar game. I thought Lyle was gonna pick it up. Is there like did you guys not like the Lilia, or is there anything specific on that?
No, I think Lyle plays super impactful jungles. Like when you guys were like, "Hey, Lyle for MVP," it's like honestly, like he played the most consistent. I think both games were, I think he played well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he outplayed Rudy more than anyone else outplayed their lane, just with his jungle presence and securing
Yeah,
neutrals and stuff. Game two was a
yeah,
little bit harder. We didn't have the agency that we wanted in the beginning, but I don't know. We just kind of played around our comp. We had a really weird comp draft. Draft went so weird for us. Like we were just
yeah.
like, oh, let's just play stuff we like to play.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
game one, I thought you guys won a draft. Game two, I
Yeah,
was like, oh, this is like a game because well, I mean, Rudy was on like super slow champions both times, so he allowed to start running around. And, it was hard to catch up to y'all, right?
yeah. It was really tough game two because they kind of just deathballed in the beginning. And
Yeah,
and we weren't ready
Yeah.
for it. We were just like, "Oh, they're gonna keep doing this." Like we just gave them like 6 kills. They're up like 6-0 or something. We're
Yeah.
like, "Are we uncomfortable right now?" It's like, "No, not really. We're playing our game." I think Lyle was like 2 levels ahead of Rudy at that point, so he had been clearing his jungles, like focusing on objectives, and then yeah, after that, like, oh, okay, they're done deathballing. I think we were where we wanted to be.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was curious
Tony
about
scaled
that.
awesomely.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that I was also curious, kind of related to what y'all were talking about was there a call or if so, when was that call made to flip to more of like a 1-3-1 or a split push? Because it seemed like y'all we were talking about it where it seemed like they would go contest a neutral objective and they were either late to it because their wave control they were behind on wave control, or they would do it, have kind of a messy fight, and then either Gwen or either you, Gwen, or Chuck were pushing a lane and taking a tower. Like, was there a call to tactically just make that shift when you saw that they were just going to death ball, or how did y'all adjust in that game too? Because it really seemed like they were on the back foot after they had a really hot start.
Yeah, a lot of that came down to Tony and his communication. He was like super good about like, hey, Chenault's down. He doesn't have TP. Bait a fight, bait the Chenault, and I'm gonna get objectives. And then when they rotate to me, take the objective. And we did that like 3 times in a row where we just took really crucial fights when Chenault was down, or when Shen would TP in at half HP, and then we just nuke him. So there were a lot of times where it just came down to Tony's communication about when we should be engaging and where we should be positioning that I think really was a key factor in our success.
That's
It was
fantastic.
good.
Yeah.
I thought the split was fantastic, and then whenever they would come in, you would see Bard ult the target with the Shen
love
coming
that.
out of it, and it's like
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
okay, like they know what they're doing. No, I saw the wave management because every time they were setting up for a fight, blue team would death ball up. You know, you get 30, 45 seconds to push up, and then boom, you know, all these side lanes are pushing every time, and it's like okay, like for them to have such a traditional comp, and for you guys to have such a weird looking comp and you guys to play more traditional was I was impressed. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Absolutely.
lot of that was Tony's communication, and then Spurg was just spot on with those ults. There was a play bot. We actually missed the dragon, but like Spurg was caught out on their blue side jungle, and he was kind of roping around. And he was backing. I was like, no, you need to ult. You need to ult. Like we gotta pause for the dragon so we can group on him. Rudy missed his smite, and then we just didn't kill the dragon. I think Rudy smited it down to like 100 HP, and we missed
It's
drag.
240.
But we
Yeah.
ended up
It was
I think we
close.
ended up acing them, or we ended up winning that fight. But either way, like that was another game changing moment too. But yeah, Spurg landed, I want to say, like almost 100% of his ults. And
Yeah.
a lot of the times, like Shen was coming in for an opportune gank with his ult, and Spurg would ult both of them,
Yeah.
and it was sick.
No.
It was like perfectly timed. So
Yeah, he had so many good plays as well. So Calbert, thank you so much. Congratulations. Any final words for your adoring viewers back
Yeah,
home?
the fans at home.
I think you guys had the season high. I think I saw like 40 or 41 viewers. So awesome job.
41.
Yeah, it
We're
was a
moving
lot.
up.
Yeah, you
Right.
guys are crushing it. So no, thank you guys for casting, and yeah, looking forward to next week.
All right. Hey, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Yeah,
See
congrats,
ya.
man. Take it easy.
All right, man. I mean, that's gonna do it. I think Calbert said it all. It sounds like Tony was the secret weapon, especially in that game too.
He
But
did
yeah,
super well.
he
He just cleared
did.
his waves. He said, I'm gonna clear my waves and eventually I will be able to duel you. And that's exactly what happened. Like that's textbook. That's what should have happened in the Darius game.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just did
Yeah.
he did awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean that's going to do it for now. Any final words on this before we talk about what's coming up? I don't think we have. I think maybe we have a couple more games coming up. But yeah, any final words on this series before we talk about what's coming up next and wrap it up for the week?
I think Chuck may be the most slept on pick for this draft. That man might
Really?
actually I think so, yeah. Chuck
Okay.
that Trist game, he had no business having 7 kills. Like 0. And I think his opener was like 1 in 3 and he ended 7 in 3. Like he just found a couple opportunities and made it happen. Like I see why he got the MVP.
Oh yeah, for
Of
sure.
course, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is the great thing about Tristana is if you pick your spots right, you can just Goomba stomp your way to a couple of really, and that's exactly what he did. He just said, okay, I'm gonna wait for my moment. I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna hit all my buttons, and then I'm gonna hopefully get a reset. And his team helped him get that reset, and then he just Goomba stomped his way to glory. So yeah, I completely get. And it sounds like everybody, similar to what we're talking about with Implosion, probably it's like everybody's kind of doing their job. And when everybody does their job and brings something new to the table, it's like yeah, you're gonna succeed. So yeah. Yeah, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you coming in, kind of last minute, helping us out with the cast. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too.
Yeah, it was good. It's good to be around. I haven't casted for TCL in like it's been like 4 or 5 years. So
All right.
it's
Well,
good to be back.
yeah, no, glad to have you back. So yeah, y'all, that's gonna do it for us. We do have two more games happening. Or sorry, one more game happening. I think that game is still TBD in terms of what the scheduling is going to be, but keep an eye on the Discord server on behalf of 12 Hippo, big shout out to Hippo on production, by the way. Smooth as silk as usual. But yeah, on behalf of 12 Hippo and myself, thank you all so much for hanging out, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.